Brought to you in part by Jones, Davis and Associates, CPAs, offices in Louisville and Augusta.
It's time to unleash the dogs.
In the pocket, nowhere to go. We got a second. We sacked it for a big loss, and the ball goes over and down.
Welcome back to the NAPA Auto Parts Tailgate Show.
And welcome back, by request, to the annual segment we call NLTT. Never Lost to Tech. Scott Howard, Eric Zier, DJ Shockley are here to take you through just a smattering of the Bulldog players who never lost to Tech. And Shock, you get us started.
Hi, baby. This is DJ Shockley. 4 years, baby. I never lost to Tech.
And this is Eric Zier, foe for foe. I never lost to the Bees.
Aaron Murray, Francis Tarkenton, John Lastinger, Jake Fromm, all quarterbacks tremendous, never lost to Tech.
Yeah, James Brown, Reggie Brown, and another long one, Marlon Brown. Never lost to Tech.
Thomas Brown, Ryan Fred Brown, Norris Brown, never lost to Tech.
Whoa, fellas. What about some of my guys with brand new bling as of last January? Let's start with some of the big fellas. Jamari Sawyer, Justin Schaefer, Devontae Wyatt, NLTT.
Linebackers Channing Tindall, Quay Walker make the list. So do James Cook and Zeus Zamir White. George Pickens, Lewis Seen, Nakobe Dean always beat the Bees.
Dozens of my old teammates, including Brandon Tolbert, Adam Meadows, Philip Daniels, Travis Stroud, Randall Godfrey, Whit Marshall. We owned the Jackets.
Hey, Z, what about my guys? Big Max Gene Gillis, Ryan Schnetzer, Dan Inman, the Big Cheese, Chester Adams, Sean Bailey, my man Leonard Pope, Tim Jennings, so many more. We are Georgia Tech daddy.
Corey Allen, Arthur Lynch, Sanders Cummings, Cornelius Washington, never lost to Tech. Fernando Velasco, Bakari Rambo, Aziz Ojolari, never lost to Tech.
Rontavious Wooten, Paul Oliver, Trey Battle.
Looky here, young Jay Black has gotten in on it with us.
Hey, Jay Bob Kelly, Steve Kelly, Gordon Kelly beat the Jackets every damn year.
Brad Johnson, Keelan Johnson, Charles Johnson,
Andy Johnson, Michael Johnson, Corey Johnson never lost to Tech.
Eric Stokes, Tyson Campbell, Monty Rice, all living it up in the NFL.
never fell to the dreadful Bees.
Tavares King, Orson Charles, and neither Mike Bobo nor Tim Bobo ever lost to Georgia Tech.
Kwame Gathers and Robert Gathers, NLTT.
Who else never lost to Tech, Scott?
Let's go back a little bit. Pat Dye, Jimmy Vickers, Charlie Britt,
Alec Ogletree, Sean Williams, Andrew Thomas.
Bulldog All-Stars talk show host Josh Brock never lost to Tech. Freddie Gilbert, Eddie Meat Cleaver Weaver, undefeated versus the Jackets.
David Pollock, Pitt Watson, Greg Blue, Martrez Milner. None of those guys ever lost to Tech.
Clarence K, Dale Williams, Dale Carver never lost to Tech.
DJ Jones, Jarvis Jones, Brian Jones, and Nick Jones.
Chuck Jones, Sean Jones, Jake Scott, Happy Dicks.
Tommy Lawhorn, Wayne Radloff, Richard LeCount beat the Jackets every time.
Neither Larry Kahn in the 60s nor Dick Kahn in the 70s lost to Georgia Tech.
Kirby Moore, Bill Stanfield, Edgar Challenger, Trey Hill.
Former superstar NFL players Thomas Davis and Terrell Davis and current Eagle Jordan Davis never lost to the Bees.
And neither did the greatest of them all, Herschel Walker, or last year's overall #1 pick, Trayvon Walker.
Buck Bellew, Lindsey Scott, David Green, Fred Gibson.
National champs Frank Ross, Chris Welton, Terry Hogue, NLTT.
Mark Stewart, Ronnie Jenkins.
General George Pack, Kent Lawrence, DeAndre Swift took down Tech every single time.
Billy Payne, Warren Gray, and Jimmy Harper.
0 losses for any of these guys to the North Avenue Trade School.
Hines Ward, Bryce Hunter, Robert Edwards, Stan Dooley.
Fellas, let's not forget about the Golden Toe guys, Gordon Ely Kelso, Bobby Etter, and Brandon Couture.
Dax Langley, Don Golden, Cannon Parkman, Jake Camarda, kickers all,
NLTT.
Nate Taylor and Tony Taylor, Gene Tootle and Marvin Tootle never lost to the Ramblin' Rick.
Oh, our Scottish-Irish Bulldogs. We have Brian McClendon, Chris McCarthy, Chris McCraney, Nick McBride,
Don McIntyre, Pat McShay, Donnie McMickens, and Rick McGowan.
Unbeaten versus the Bees.
This is not a fabrication, not an exaggeration. None of these Georgia players ever lost a varsity game to Tech.
And Shock, there are probably another 100 or more Lettermen from Georgia who NLTT never lost to Tech.
Which means that's just the short list of Bulldogs who went their entire varsity football careers without ever losing to the Yellow Jackets.
And are you ready for the Georgia little cherry on top? You're going to love it. The youngest living Yellow Jacket who could make the counterclaim of having never lost to Georgia during his 4 Letterman years at Tech is... At least... Wait for it. Is at least 80 years old. At least. Do the math, get the picture. The most recently active 4-year Georgia Tech players who can claim to have never lost to Georgia are the same age or older than Paul McCartney, Joe Biden, and Mitch McConnell.
Wow. And today, Stetson Bennett, Christopher Smith, Kenny McIntosh, and a host of new generation dogs hope to add their names to the roll call.
We hope you folks have enjoyed that as much as we do every year, because we just love how the list gets longer and longer. More from our Scala stage outside the UGA bookstore as the Dogs aim for a 5th straight win over Georgia Tech today at 12:03. This is the Bulldogs Sports Network.